So I got an Apex tier list on maps right now. So we've got Kings Canyon, Broken Moon, Olympus, World's Edge, and Stormpoint.
So the first map I would say is S tier is definitely World's Edge, just because it's our best map in comp. This is the first map, that was in comp, so I really enjoyed this map a lot.
It is the one that I know the best and to navigate. So I feel like that's my favorite map, and I would like to put that on S tier.
Honestly, in S tier, World's Edge is everyone's favorite map is what it seems like. I mean, it's the best comp map right now, but I'm also getting tired of World's Edge. Like, I think we've had this map for comp for so long, just like how Kings Canyon kind of got weaned out. I wouldn't mind to see World's Edge possibly, shifted, and I think it's about time we start testing some new maps.
This was pretty much my entrance into competitive Apex as a coach, so I have nothing but love for the map. I have to put it in S tier. Yeah, there's a lot of people that say that, it's kind of, filtered out as far as its excitement for, I guess, the viewer base, but it'll always be home.
I would also like to put Stormpoint on S tier. Even though it is a better map than World's Edge, it is not my favorite map. It is hard to navigate around it, and you have to plan a lot more on what you're gonna do because you have to plan on your fights more.
I'm not a huge fan of Stormpoint. I think the map is solid. I think it's good for comp. I kind of left Apex right when Stormpoint came in as a comp map, so I missed out on a lot of time with this map. I think it's good. I think some of the POIs are really rough. Like, Antenna's just a terrible POI. If there's any zones that end in that area, it's just this giant pit. I think it could use some work, but overall, I mean, like I said, I don't think Apex has very many bad maps. I'm excited for the future. I hope that we do get a map that comes in and it's just instantly comp viable. I know a lot of people, the public, are gonna be like, oh, well, pubs and the casual community don't care about comp, but I'm a comp player. So every one of these is gonna be based around my opinions on the comp side of it.
Stormpoint would be an S as well. It's the other comp map, and I would say it just has so much more loot compared to World's Edge, so it's good for comp, and there's a lot more POIs and everything like that.
I'm gonna put it in A tier. Stormpoint has a very, very high change in elevation that really I think it takes away from the overall experience competitively, because if you have to work uphill on that map, it's just miserable.
I'm gonna put Olympus in A tier. I think Olympus is the most gorgeous map we have in all of Apex. I think the colors are great. I think the POIs are awesome. It's an interactive map. I wish that map had more comp testing. We've played it in Twitch Rivals a couple times, and I thought it played out relatively well. I think there's some things that could be tweaked, so it might need some adjustments for comp. There's some height issues, but overall, I mean, in terms of visual representation, it is the most beautiful map that we have.
I would say Olympus would be in A tier. Those maps where you're just constantly fighting, so it's a pretty fun ranked map. I wouldn't say it's ready for comp yet, for sure.
It's all right. I'll put it in B tier. Olympus is okay. I don't really like it as much. It's definitely not the worst map, but it's definitely a map that can be built up to an A and S tier, as long as the terrain is built better.
I'm gonna put it B. I don't necessarily like the map itself, but from a competitive standpoint, I'd say it's probably more ready than the other.
So this is where it gets bad. So I would put Kings Canyon in D tier, because I just hate that map. I do not mess with that map at all. And whenever Kings Canyon is in the rotation, I never play that day, because that is just my least favorite map.
I would like to put in A tier just for the sole fact of nostalgic reasons. It's definitely not a good map for comp or for anything, but this is the map we all grew up on. This is the map we started playing on from season 0, and that was built up from the ground ever since Skull Town.
This map's been changed like 6 times. Originally, I still think this map has a shot to be in comp. It really depends on the loot POIs that get mixed up a little bit, but I'm gonna put that one in B tier as well. It's the OG map. It's what made Apex in the first place, so I can't put that too far down, because this is what blew up the game as a whole. So I think people just get exhausted from playing the same map for so long.
I'm gonna have to put it somewhere, I would say in C, just because of the balancing issues. I don't think it would be necessarily a bad map for competitive, because it's been there before, but in its current state, I don't think it's very good. Just because of the certain POIs on the map, especially the new ones that were just added, they're way too overpowered and overtuned. I mean, realistically, you're fighting for 1 POI, 2 POIs on that map, and you're pretty much looted 9 times better than every team.
And as for Broken Moon, this thing could not even be on the list. This thing needs to go off the list. There's no reason this map should have ever been created by devs. It is the worst map by far. Every time I see this in the map rotation, I just want to go in the firing range for an hour and just never play the game again.
I think there's still a lot of adjustments that can be made on this map. The zipline, we'll put it in B tier. I don't think there's really any maps that are C or D tier. I think the maps on this game are pretty solid right now. The zip lines around the map, I don't think it's comp ready at all, but it's huge, so for pubs, people die out really quickly. It just feels like the map could use some tweaks, but we're still early on with it, and I guess we'll see how it evolves.
Can I just throw this out? Terrible. It's horrible. It doesn't have enough POIs. The rotations are horrific. I'm putting that all the way at the bottom. I would even make another tier for that as trash.
A tier as well, just because, like I said, in ranked, you're just fighting a lot. I would say the one thing that I would maybe change would be just the zip lines. Those are my 4 favorite maps for sure, and then Kings Canyon is just, I do not mess with that map at all. I do not like it. But yeah, but that would be my tier list for me personally.
Very good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at this. We have World's Edge S, Storm Point A, I have Olympus B, Kings Canyon C, and then D, or I wouldn't even rank this as Broken Moon's just terrible.
Overall, we got, let's see, World's Edge and S, we got A for Storm Point and Olympus, and then B tier we have Kings Canyon and Broken Moon. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these types of videos, this type of content. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe to FaZe Esports.